Hi guys, welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about listening and listening sub skills. Right, there are some questions, at least one or two questions based on sub skills of LSIW. So let's try to understand in this video what is listening and the sub skills. So listening is the ability to receive, understand, interpret and respond to verbal and non-verbal messages from the speaker. So what are these sub skills of listening? So listening is some ability which you receive something, understand, interpret and respond to a speaker's message. Right. So this is also very important skill. So most of the Indian students do not give importance to listening. So sometimes they fail in their exams. So right, we have to teach them this listening skill. So what are the sub skills? The first one is there are important skills, three important sub skills, and followed by some other sub skills are there. I'll just tell you what are they. First one, listening for gist. So listening for meaning or summary. So you listen something for a summary, right? Gist means summary. Right. What does it mean? It is an extensive listening for skimming. So you don't try to understand everything, but only summary you will understand. So this is like a skimming. So this happens when we listen to get a general idea about a topic. Right? You will try to understand only general idea. For example, listening to a summary of day's news on a radio. So you listen to radio news. So what happens? You don't try to understand everything, but only some of the important topics. So general idea about what is happening that particular day. And the second one is listening for specific information. You listen for a specific information, a particular information. So you want something. So for example, you are listening to train announcement. You don't listen everything, so they'll tell you a lot of many trains, only a specific train you want. So you listen that specific information. This is when we listen to something because we want to discover one particular piece of information. For example, listening to weather report to discover weather in your city. So this weather report will give you several cities of report, but you want only your report, your city report. So you listen to a particular city's weather report. That is for listening for specific information. The third one is listening in detail. You want all the details. For example, see, it is the intensive. For example, a member of jury listened to a statement from witness. So a judge listened to a so listen to a witness, and everything he'll try to understand every point, right? It is the intensive listening for scanning. So this is when we listen very closely, paying attention to all words, trying to understand as much information as possible. Right? So every word is important. You listen closely, you pay attention, you try to understand everything. Right? This is a listening skill. So listening to details. We looked at three things: listening for gist, listening for specific information, listening for details. Right? So there are some other things also there. Just try to understand. Listening for attitude. So listening for attitude of the speaker. Right? So you will try to understand the attitude. And extensive listening, everything you listen for individual sounds, a particular sounds, and listening for doing exercises. So when the task is given, there will be something, so you may ask for a full answer, a short answer, and a true or false, a filling the blanks, close passage, detective mistakes, choosing something, underlining, summarizing, etc. So when you listen for doing some exercise or task, you do all these things. Next, there are other sub skills. So these are given in examination. Be careful to understand this. So I'll just quickly revise it. I'll tell you what are these. And first one, elicit the meaning. Elicit the meaning through understanding word formation, contextual clues in utterance and spoken text. So here, eliciting the meaning through understanding understanding word formation. You will understand word formation, contextual clues in utterance and spoken text. When somebody is trying to understand, you try to understand the meaning, and you will understand the word formation, and then are there any contextual clues, so etc. And other thing is phonological features also, the word, the sounds, and then word stress, etc. Next one, understanding relationship between syntactic and morphological characteristics. Syntax is related to grammatical arrangement, morphology is related to word structure. And other thing is understanding, fourth one, understanding relationship between the text and through cohesive utterances through cohesive devices. You will understand the spoken text through cohesive devices. And the fifth one, understanding relationship between parts of text by recognizing discourse markers. So you will focus on discourse markers. Next, understanding the communicative function, value of utterances without explicit markers. For example, definitions, exemplification, etc. And the seventh one is understanding conceptual meaning in spoken text and utterances. So through the utterance, comparison, degree, and cause and effect, result, audience purpose, etc. Based on that, you will understand the concept. Next, understanding attitudinal meaning in spoken text and utterances, especially ability to recognize the speaker's attitude toward the listener. And the eighth one, understanding attitudinal. Ninth one, identifying the main points or important information in discourse. Understanding the main points or important information. Next, in distinguishing the main idea from a supporting details. And final one, 11th one, understanding explicitly stated ideas and information. These are all sub skills of listening. And 12th one, understanding ideas and information in spoken text and utterances which are not explicitly stated. And 13th one, interpreting spoken text by going outside information in the text to information not contained in the text. 14th one, transferring and transforming information in speeches to diagrammatic display. Example, through completing a diagram, table, chart, etc. So note taking from a spoken text. So these are all the 15 sub skills. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching.